Good evening, Marshal Earp.
Hello, Johnny. Where you heading?
Oh, I have an engagement with Miss Marlin this evening.
Isn't it a little early? Her show's not over yet.
No, I'm presenting these flowers to Miss Marlin at the final curtain, and I'm escorting her to a late supper.
Isn't that nice? It's too bad about her.
What do you mean?
I mean, a whole town full of bachelors, and she goes out with you. Some women have no taste in men.
Oh, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp, starring Hugh O'Brien.
Marshal Wyatt Earp struggled to prove that Sheriff John Behan was hand in glove with the Clanton outlaws and the corrupt 10% ring took a strange new turn when Miss Minna Marlin arrived in Tombstone. Miss Marlin was the star of a dramatic company playing at the Birdcage Theater, but she became the central figure of a real-life drama, a drama which had the whole town talking.
Good evening.
Oh, Mr. Behan, this is delightful.
Well, I'm glad you like it.
Might I have a vase for your lovely flowers?
For you, anything.
Well,
Would you put these flowers in a vase, Miss Marlin, please? Thank you. May I?
Oh, it's a lovely dinner, Mr. Behan.
Thank you.
No more champagne, thank you. I must go and study my lines for the play tomorrow night.
You know, you work much too hard. Taking a stock company on tour is certainly no job for a lovely woman.
On the contrary, I find it very exciting.
Oh, you really can't enjoy these Yahoo audiences.
I certainly do. They respond with honest emotion. Oh, it's better than those cities like San Francisco. The people are terribly sophisticated. Finish your champagne. I'm afraid we must be going.
Well, I don't mind being hurried. You see, I've already fallen in love.
Oh, really? That was quick?
Oh, it must have happened before. I mean, other men must have fallen in love with you.
Not seriously, though. We mustn't forget my flowers.
Oh, yes. Miss Marlin, do you think I'm just a poor country sheriff?
Poor? I never ask a man how much money he has, Mr. Behan.
You know, my salary with fees is about $40,000 a year.
That's a lot.
And I collect all the taxes in Cochise County. My share of court costs and fees is around $10,000.
You are rich.
And I'm just getting started politically. You see, I'm trusted and supported by old man Clanton and his people. They like me in Tucson. As a matter of fact, I might even get to be governor of the territory one day. You know, telling you things like this isn't very romantic, but I believe that a woman who's used to luxuries shouldn't sacrifice them. And believe me, Miss Marlin, you won't have to.
I'll hold the flowers while you wrap a napkin around the stems, please.
Yes. You know, I didn't expect you to commit yourself in such a brief acquaintance, but I had to let you know how I really felt.
It's very flattering, Mr. Behan.
And you're not angry?
Of course not, but we must be going.
Miss Marlin, you will see me again?
I'll give it serious thought, Mr. Behan. I should hate myself and you for a loveless marriage. I will not be purchased like a slave girl. I will not join a harem of I will not be purchased like a slave girl and join a harem of desolate memories. Yes. Oh, one moment. Come in.
Thank you.
You're very prompt, Marshal.
Well, it isn't often that I get such a pleasant summons, Miss Marlin. Most actresses I've met... Well, you have some information that troubled you?
Yes. Would you sit down?
Thank you.
I had supper last night with your sheriff. It was a most revealing conversation. It might have been the champagne or the fact that he felt he should impress me. But I don't think an officer of the law should brag about his friendship with lawless men. Did you happen to know about his connection with the Clantons, for instance?
Well, even the voters know about it. They don't seem to care.
Oh, that's dreadful.
That's the politics of this territory. We're still fighting the Civil War.
Is Mr. Behan a Confederate?
No. I have too much respect for the Johnny Rebs to call Behan or Old Man Clanton Confederates. You see, Arizona Territory was settled primarily by deserters from the Southern Army and outlaw renegades.
I didn't know that.
There's no reason why you should. But it's my job to know, and it's my job to try and clean up Arizona. Sheriff Behan chose the other side.
Well, I don't know what to do about him. He says he's in love with me and that he wants to marry me.
I never heard of Behan offering marriage before.
He did. He even told me his wedding gift is going to be the profit from a big shipment of silver ore. $50,000 worth. It's very embarrassing. After what he's told me about himself, I foolishly promised to see him again tonight. Of course, I'll have to break the appointment. I didn't like him very much, but I had no reason to refuse him. I'm sorry, Marshal. I shouldn't make this your concern.
I'll be a very willing volunteer.
Volunteer?
Miss Marlin, I'd be very proud to take you to supper tonight myself.
Oh. Oh, well, I guess I better tell you the truth.
Truth?
I used Mr. Behan to try to interest you. Oh, I know it's terribly feminine and disgusting.
Well, it is feminine, but I like it.
A woman shouldn't chase after a man.
We're not doing that. I just think that you want me to help you get rid of Behan. And as long as the truth is being told, I better toss in my share. I don't like Behan much either. Considers himself quite a ladies' man.
And if you took me away from him, he'd be considered a laughingstock.
Well, that's part of it.
What's the other part?
Well, the other part is that I've been watching you from the back of the theater every night. And Mr. Behan had nothing to do about that.
Why, thank you, Marshal.
It's true that there is bad blood between me and the sheriff, but you shouldn't concern yourself about it. You'll just be in Tombstone another week, and that'll be just another booking on your tour.
I doubt that.
Well, supper tonight, then, after the show?
Tonight.
Tonight.
Good evening, Miss Marlin.
Oh, Mr. Behan, didn't you get my message?
No, I didn't.
Evening, Johnny.
Evening, Marshal.
I'm sorry. Mr. Earp has invited me for supper. I sent you a note.
I see.
I am sorry, Mr. Behan. Good night.
Good night.
So Wyatt Earp beat your time.
Oh, shut up.
Old man Clanton wants to see you, Sheriff, right away.
Later.
He said right now.
Two for you, two for me.
What's the idea, Mr. Clanton?
Sit on the sofa. We're busy.
I'm not one of your hired hands, Mr. Clanton. I happen to be the sheriff of Cochise County. If you think you're going to push me around, you're mistaken.
Shut up. I'll bet 50. Well, I got a full house king high.
That does me.
Any of you boys do any better? Well, my pot. It's a good one, too. Looks like you boys still got a little bit to learn about poker. Now, we'll take care of Mr. Behan. Bring him over here. What'd you tell that actress gal about what we got planned?
Nothing. Why would I do a thing like that?
Last night, the waiter at the American Hotel heard you bragging to her about how much money you made. Then in the lobby, it was heard to say you collected taxes from some ranchers, let others off without paying. You denying you said that?
I guess I had too much champagne.
Champagne. What you need's a good pistol whipping.
Shall we take him outside, boss?
Not this time. Behan, I don't care about you strutting and bragging on what a big man you are, long as it's about things that everybody already knows. But you keep away from that Minna Marlin. There's some plans I ain't anxious for nobody to hear about. You hear me?
Yes, sir, but I didn't say...
I know about actresses. They ain't reliable. Now, there's plenty of women for you around here got sense enough to keep their mouths shut when you don't. All right. I'm going back to Tombstone now. Never did see a whole man you could buy. Always turns out to be not more than half a man. Your deal.
It doesn't look very much like San Francisco, does it?
No. But it has a sort of frightening beauty about it. It looks like the landscape on a star.
I think you should write a piece for Mr. Clum's newspaper.
Maybe I will. You in love with Arizona?
No, not exactly.
Why do you stay here?
Because I have a job to do.
Aren't there other men who could do it?
Oh, sure. There are lots of them, but I started it, and I can't quit now.
Like, not deserting in the face of the enemy?
Something like that.
Now, I was thinking. My folks own a very large construction company in San Francisco. They could give you a much better position there than you have here.
Why would they do that?
They want me to quit the stage. I couldn't make a deal. Well, you wouldn't have to fall in love with me. I would just hint to the family that you might.
Your family that desperate?
Yes. But they wouldn't have to be after they met you.
I think it's time we better be going. I've got to go on patrol at 3 o'clock.
What's the matter?
Look, I just wouldn't exactly make good husband material.
Why?
Because I'm just a John Law and makes $150 a month. I can't get any life insurance. All the agents tell me I'm a bad risk. And it's true.
Does that mean you could never fall in love with me?
No. I'm trying to say that I think you ought to forget about this.
And if I don't?
You will.
I don't think so.
Look, this is all my fault, and I'm sorry. You were worried about Behan, and I took advantage of that. I tried to make him jealous, and that was wrong. We should stop imagining things about us. You're an intelligent girl. You should know better.
Yes, sir.
You go on back to San Francisco. Fall in love with somebody that has something to offer. They dig a new grave for me every week. I can't leave, and if I don't, I'll wind up in Boot Hill. Are you back in your right mind?
Mm-hmm. Marry me?
You get up in that bucket.
Who is it?
Johnny B, and I've got to talk to you.
Well, not now. Later, please.
Right now. You and Earp have me in serious trouble.
We have.
Yes, I talked too much and I was overheard. Old man Clanton threatened me. But I'm all right with Clanton now as long as you don't talk to Earp. Clanton thinks Earp's pumping you for information.
Wyatt knew all about you already.
You told him what I said?
Miss Marlin on stage.
I've got to go. I suggest you talk to Wyatt. He doesn't seem to be afraid of Mr. Clanton.
But, Miss Marlin, will you listen to
I'm
me?
sorry.
I've got to talk to you.
Well, talk.
I'm in bad with old man Clanton.
Good.
Wait a minute. You want to see Miss Marlin get hurt?
How could she get hurt?
Because I talk too much. Nothing important, but old man Clanton may get the idea that I told her more than I really did, and he might think she's repeating it to you.
He doesn't make war on women, Johnny.
He could this time. Earp, I'm asking you to stay away from her.
You couldn't be jealous now, could you?
I knew you were going to say that. But I'm only thinking about Miss Marlin. And if you had any real feelings, you'd persuade her to leave town. Look, Earp, I'm asking you this one time. You got to believe me.
I'll have a talk with her.
Thanks.
See? I was right, boss. Earp's taking her away from Johnny.
Well, I made up my mind that gal's real dangerous. She'll tell Earp everything she knows.
What are you gonna do? Are we gonna kill her?
Oh, sure. I never had to kill no women yet. No, we'll just fix it so as nobody will believe what she says.
I should have a look at that other room, may I?
Go ahead. I have a weakness for melodrama.
I don't like that balcony window in there. Too close to the back stairs. Why don't you change quarters?
Oh, now really, Wyatt. Am I going to be a victim of a murder or something?
Behan's telling the truth for the first time in his life. He can't afford to take chances.
All right. Then why don't you stay here and guard me?
In here? No.
People will talk, hmm?
They certainly would. Look, there's nothing funny about this. Clanton's got hangers-on all over town. You know how to handle a gun?
Oh, I've shot many villains with blank cartridges.
You take this. Keep your doors and windows locked. I'll be back in about an hour.
One of your very own 45s. I'll sleep with it under my pillow.
Look, we can't afford to take chances. Now, I'll be back by 1 a.m. You stay in that bedroom.
When you come back here, will you stay?
Yes. Outside. You lock the door behind me. Mr. Gibbs, you watch the front of the hotel. When we leave and head for the theater, you follow and post yourself there. I don't know when or where Mr. Clanton will try to get at her, but we'll put McMaster's on the north patrol, put Daggett on the south side.
Wyatt, where's your other gun?
I'll tell you about that later. Come on.
Wyatt, is that you? Who's there?
Hey, you folks go about your business. Get along with you.
You any idea who he is?
I never saw him before. I was dozing in the bedroom and I heard sounds.
Well, it sure looks mighty peculiar to me, Wyatt. That there little play-acting dagger ain't hardly strong enough. There's blood spots leading from the hall door, too.
I know it.
Well, I'll go get Doc Goodfeller.
Go and get dressed.
Am I arrested?
No. Another hotel with Mr. Gibbs on guard is the place for you. Now, you know the dead man. You know who murdered him. Let's have some honest talking, Johnny.
All right, will you make the arrest? Well, old man Clanton will kill me.
No, he won't. He needs you too much. Of course, we could have Miss Minna stand trial and be charged with murder.
I think a lot more of her than you do.
All right, then you play the big hero. Let's get Mr. Gibbs in a ride.
Hold it. Limpy Davis and his boys are right around that rock in a draw. They're waiting for Clanton to pay him off.
Let's go on in.
No, wait a minute. Now, I better go in first. They know me, and they won't be expecting trouble.
Johnny could double-cross us, Wyatt.
We'll have our guns on him. After you, Sheriff.
It's all right, boys. It's only Behan.
Well, boys.
Did you bring our money?
No, I'm going to arrest you.
This is a joke. Why, you double-crossing Judas. Hold it! Throw him down!
Drop it. Come on.
Mr. Gibbs.
I made Limpy think he was dying. Oh, I got a confession. Limpy stabbed that saddle tramp with this knife. Then they hired Limpy's boys to put the body in your hotel suite.
Then the prop dagger didn't kill him.
No.
But who stole it from our trunks in the birdcage?
Simple, your doorman. They bribed him to do it. Then they switched knives and used the prop dagger to incriminate you.
It's amazing, Mr. Behan. Without you, I would have been tried for this frame-up. I'm ever so grateful.
Not at all. The next time I'm in San Francisco, I hope to call on you.
The stage will stop right outside for you, Miss Minna.
Thank you, Marshal. Would you excuse us, Mr. Behan?
Oh. Goodbye.
You know, Behan really did solve the murder. You ought to go back to San Francisco and forget that all of this ever happened.
I won't forget, Marshal.
All aboard. All aboard. Hey, Marshal Earp.
She'll be right out.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail.
Oh, Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.